Hi everybody, this is Oksana, and in this video we're going to be making this framed pendant. So the design of this one is a bit different than my usual pendants where I make a frame out of like 3 base wires. This one actually just has a frame made out of 1 wire, and then it's got these swirls going around to keep the stone in that frame. And here is the back of it. So if you want to see how I made this, just keep watching. So first I'm going to get a piece of this 20 gauge square copper wire. It's from riogrande.com. It's just dead soft copper. And the piece that I cut is about 16 inches long. And my stone it's a little more than an inch. It's about 30 millimeters. It's an oval Labradorite Cabochon. And so the first thing that I'm gonna do is bend this wire in half, just kind of roughly find the middle of it. And then here in the middle, I'm gonna make an angular bend. And then you can use your pliers to reinforce that little bend there. But basically you just wanted like a little triangle sticking out, and then you want to shape the frame around your stone. So my stone is going to be positioned this way, but this is the bottom, so I'm going to flip my stone upside down. And if you can just put this down on like a flat surface, like a table, that'll make it easier. Alternatively, you can try and shape it in the air like I'm doing here. So I'm just shaping it around my stone, this little frame here. And then I want the ends of the frame to come together here. So you can use either your pliers there, or you can just do it with your fingers. You just want to put a bend into the wires because you want them to come together here at the top. And then you can remove your stone once you have this general frame idea. And you can reinforce the little bends there. And this is our shape here. And our stone fits into this shape. So what I like to do now is I just like to hammer this frame to make it a little bit stronger. To hammer, you just need an iron block to hammer on and then a chasing hammer. So you would place your piece like this, and I'm not hammering up here, I'm just hammering here, just as part of the frame. And of course you want to do it on the floor. I'm just holding it up in the air so you can see. So I'm literally just going to hit it with a hammer like this, and it's going to strengthen that metal. So after you've done that, your frame will just be a little bit stronger, and you might have some texture. I don't know if you can see, there's a little bit of texture now from the hammering in the metal. It looks a little bit flatter. So now we're just going to grab our half round wire, and we're going to wrap around the bail, which is going to be these 2 wires here. So first I'm just wrapping the little end that I grabbed. The rest of the wire is connected to the spool. So I've wrapped that little end. I'm going to, here, this will be the back, so determine the front versus the back. So on the back, I'm trimming the wire, and I'm kind of squishing pinching down that little wire end here. So this is the back, so I'm flipping it back over. So now this is the front again. And now the wire will stay because we've connected it. So we can work with this wire here that's connected to our spool, and I'm just turning the piece and I'm guiding the wire with my hand. So we're just gonna do this for a little bit so it's tall enough to be our bail. So after it's tall enough, we're just gonna squish it a little bit. Squish the half round wire down with our pliers. So the back is still back here. This is the front. There's no wire end here in the front. Don't trim this yet. So I'm just gonna hold it here with my pliers, and I'm gonna shape my bail. You can use some kind of tool to help you shape the bail if you need to, like a bail making pliers or even just a pencil or round nose plier. So I've shaped my bail, and I want it to go like this. And then I want to take this wire and I'm going to continue it, and I want it to go around both of these things, so the piece and the bail. So I'm going to do that twice. So I've connected them. So the bail is closed and it's not going to come open. And then before I trim that wire, because it will unravel as of this moment, I'm going to wrap it around just these two wires here. It's a little tricky because you have to like push it in there. But just do this for a little bit, and that'll prevent any unraveling from happening there. So let me zoom in. I've trimmed it so that, there we go. I've trimmed it so that my little wire end can go in there. Just pinching that down. So as you can see, there's the wire that's going around both, and then it's just wrapped around just here. By doing that, we connected the bail. We're now gonna push this wire down, and we're gonna open it up like this. And then we're gonna take our stone and we're gonna put it into the frame, because what we wanna do is we wanna connect these two wires, but we want them to be past where the stone is, because we're gonna like wrap them around the frame so the stone can't be there or it's gonna get in the way. So that's why I put the stone in to kind of check how it's looking. So I am bending those wires from the back to the front like this, and you can remove the stone now. And now I'm just going to trim them. And then I'm just going to take the little end of that wire and just push it like down and around so that you can make a little connection, like a little loop. And then you just want to close up that loop, and so you've connected the wire. So now we've made the frame for our stone to sit on. And it looks like this. And now we just have to secure the stone in from the front, because here from the back, these wires are trapping it in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab another piece of 20 gauge wire, a nice long piece, and it's gonna be 23 inches long. And I'm just gonna fold that piece in half. And then this is the middle. I'm just gonna squish this, because I basically want it to look like it's 2 wires rather than just one. So by folding this one piece, we're getting 1 wire just next to another wire. So what I'm gonna do is a little ways down from this little tip, I'm gonna make a swirl by just kind of pushing on it with my fingers and swirling this wire like that. All right, and now I'm gonna have it curve kind of downwards. I'm gonna make another swirl, I think this time, so I'll show you like where this goes and then you'll see that you can kind of do your own creative thing here. But basically, this time around, I want the swirl to be swirled with just the 1 wire, and then the other wire follows it along, just for a different look. All right, so once we have this, kind of looks like the letter S. If I just take that and I hold it here on the front of my stone, here's what it looks like. So I just need to attach it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this little like tip part where the wire is folded. I'm gonna wrap it around this little edge here. And then here it is on the back. Just gonna try and bring it kind of all the way around and then just kind of pinch that closed like that. So it's attached to right here. So with this design of a pendant, obviously, you know, feel free to follow along exactly how I did this, but I feel like this comes out different every time. You know, another time I might have attached it to this side, or, you know, swirls are looking different. I feel like this is one of those designs where just kind of different things happen. So this is going here along this edge of the stone. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take these wires, so this is the bottom now. I'm gonna take these wires and I'm gonna put them through this little triangular gap there on the bottom. And I'm gonna do it with my hands at first, and then when it becomes kind of difficult, I'm gonna jump in here with my pliers to try and get a nice tight wrap there. All right, so now the wire is attached there and here. So it's kind of holding this edge a little bit. And now I need to bring this wire up so I can start working on the other edge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna bend this up. And do like a little swirl here, like that. You can also add beads to it. This is a fun design to add beads to. So now that I'm on this edge, I'm just going to make a swirl here. Like that. Maybe a little smaller. It's kind of a giant swirl. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's probably good. So then here, I'm just gonna bend it to the back. I was just kind of looking at how it's going. I mean, you could keep swirling it up, but I think I'm just going to bend it here to the back. And then it's coming, just make sure you push on it because it can spring back up. And then here, when it's coming from the back, I'm just going to bring it to the front. So I'm just going to adjust it a little bit so it's more on the edge of the stone. I don't want it to cover up like a whole bunch of the stone, but I do want it to trap the stone. Here's what that looks like. So I'm going to take just the topmost wire and I'm going to make a little loop. And then I'm just going to follow that along. I'm actually just going to, with my round nose pliers, make this loop a little bit smaller. And then I am just bringing both of those together. Yeah, I think I'll just bend this to the back now. And to the front again. So it's time to just finish off our wires here. I think I'll just make a little loop. Using my round nose pliers. So with this wire here, I'm just bending it to the back and trimming it off. That's the wire without the loop. So then I'm just taking that little wire end and I'm just kind of tucking it in there. There's not a lot of space for that wire end to go, so just try to find somewhere and you could tuck it in and tuck it away. And then with this one, what I think I want to do is I'm just going to bend it like that and I'm going to trim it, but I'm going to leave myself an end so that I can tuck that and kind of like wrap it around the bail to attach the swirl to the front of my bail. So I'm just tucking that in there. Here it is coming out the other side. So then I want that wire end to go around and to connect kind of back to itself so that the wire end is covered up by the wire. You can just kind of push that down a little bit. There we go. Now there's no sticking out kind of wire end. And we have a little decorative swirl here at the top. So we've got all of these swirls keeping this stone in place. The stone is very secure at this point, both from the back and from the front. If you wanted to add more, you can add more, like you can add another swirl like here. There's a little area in here. You can, use additional wires and you can add on to this piece. It's up to you. So I just turned it so that the light from the window's hitting the stone so you can actually see what it looks like. But yeah, this piece can basically be as complicated as you want or as simple as you want. So this is just kind of the simple version and you can keep adding on to it. You can keep adding beads or you can just kind of leave it like this. So that's it. That is this swirly framed pendant. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye.